Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while, and when I say a while, I mean pretty much ever since I got my Oculus Quest 2. Now, if there's one thing that annoys me the most, it's when people say they don't want to try VR because of some lie that somebody told them that maybe has only tried phone VR, which we'll get into later in this video, or played VR for 5 minutes, said it was a gimmick, and then left it go. Now, in today's video, I'm going to really be talking about 5 VR myths that I've heard of that I can just debunk right in this video. Now, this video is inspired by Thrill Seeker's videos and Facepalm's video. I'll leave a link to both of those videos in the description if you guys do want to check them out, and let's get right into the list. So the first myth I have right here is too expensive. VR is just too expensive to get into, and that is a lie. Now, sure, back in 2016, this did hold some truth to it, but now we're in an age where VR is pretty accessible. Now we're in a day and age where VR is actually pretty affordable. More affordable than ever. Now, just recently, there was the release of the Oculus Quest 2, which is $299, depending on where you're getting it from. There's also the original Quest, which, after the release of the Quest 2, the price of the original Quest has gone down significantly. I've seen the last Quest one I saw, I think, went for around 100 some bucks. So it's definitely worth picking up because the Quest 1 is still supported. However, you will be missing out on games like Resident Evil 4, which when it releases will be a Quest 2 exclusive, to my knowledge anyways. I haven't heard anything about it releasing on the original Quest 1, but yeah, the Quest 1, 100 bucks online through eBay. Quest 1, a great headset. And the Quest 2 is also a great headset. Now, you will need to modify it a little bit to really get it to be comfortable, but with the stock foam interface and the default head strap, you should be just fine for a while until you can get a VR cover and the Elite head strap. So yeah, VR is very affordable now. So if anybody tells you VR is just too expensive to get into, they're lying, because VR is really, really inexpensive nowadays. Now, $300 is a little expensive for some people, but it's a lot better than the $800 the Vive was selling for when it released, and it's sure as hell better than the Valve Index, which is currently sitting at $1,000, and is still not in stock, by the way. Myth number 2, motion sickness. Now, I'm not going to say motion sickness isn't real, because it definitely is. Motion sickness is a thing, but not a lot of people suffer from it. And the people who say they will get motion sick from playing VR are the same people that have tried Google Cardboard for 10 minutes and it got them motion sick, so they never wanted to try VR again. Here's the thing, phone VR is a lot different from PC VR or the VR on the Quest 2. Phone VR is a lot different from real VR, so PC VR or the Quest 2 or the Quest 1. It's completely different. Phone VR runs significantly worse at half the frame rate, so of course you're gonna get motion sick. If you try actual VR, whether it's on a PC or a Quest 2, you may get motion sick a little bit, but if you start with the calmer games and then work your way up, you will get your VR legs rather quickly and you will be immune to motion sickness. Now, when I first got my Quest, I was able to just jump straight into nearly almost any game I played, whether it was Echo VR or Vader Immortal. I was fine. I just don't suffer from motion sickness, I guess. So yeah, it's a mixed bag. Sometimes you will, be affected by motion sickness. Sometimes you won't. It really just depends on you. But if you do feel like you are getting motion sick while playing a VR game, just take off the headset, wait a little bit, and then jump back in. And if it's still happening, leave the game, go on to a more calm game, and then try and go play that game you were playing that gave you motion sickness, and you should be fine. It does take a little while to get your VR legs, but after a little while, you will be practically immune to motion sickness. Myth number 3, there are no games. This one isn't just exclusive to VR, it really is spread across all platforms, whether it's the Switch, Xbox, PS4, PC. Every fanboy for consoles or, PC likes to just attack each other and say there's no games on, each of these systems or whatever, but VR seems to get hit by this the most. And this is another lie. Now, sure, if you're on the Quest, you do have a limited selection of games, but with SideQuest, you can increase that library of games because most games on SideQuest are free to play. So you can get those games. There's also paid games on SideQuest which you can try out that are not on the Oculus App Store yet. Now, if you're on PCVR, you have so many options. First of all, if you go into the free to play section for VR, there are a lot of games. Granted, most of them are VR porn games, but I'm not going to get into those in today's video. That's probably another topic for a future video. But yeah, there's a ton of free-to-play VR games on PC, as well as paid VR games on Steam. Elder Scrolls VR, Sniper Elite VR, Half-Life Alyx, all of these great games are all playable on VR. So the next time somebody says there are no games for VR, just start listing off a bunch of really good VR games, and I'm pretty sure they'll take that back really quick. Myth number 4, phone VR is virtual reality. Nothing pisses me off more than when somebody says they've tried virtual reality, when in reality, no pun intended, they have only tried the Google Cardboard. Now, the difference between the Google Cardboard and, let's say, something like the Oculus Quest 2 or the Valve Index is that the Quest 2 and the Valve Index have 6 degrees of freedom, meaning you can walk around in a 3D space, whereas the Google Cardboard only has 3 degrees of freedom, and that's all your phone can do. All you can do in phone VR is look around in a 3-dimensional space. You can't move around, you can't use your hands or anything. So there's a big difference between a 6DoF headset and a 3DoF headset. So when somebody tells you that they've tried VR and they've only tried Google Cardboard, tell them that they have not tried VR yet, because it is not the same thing. They've only tried something that's like VR. So I'd recommend letting them try a real VR headset to see what their reaction is, because it's going to be a whole lot different than the roller coaster videos that they have watched on their Google Cardboard. Then the 5th myth, and the final myth, you need a powerful PC for VR. This one is probably the biggest lie in the myth. You don't need as powerful of a PC as you think. The PC I have right now is $650. I have an RX 574GB, Ryzen 3 2300X, and 8GB of RAM, and I can play most VR games just fine. Now, obviously, when I go into the more demanding ones like Half-Life Alyx, I'll probably struggle a little bit, but I can play a lot of the VR games that I have with no problems. Oddly enough, though, the Lab seems to be the only one I struggle with. I don't know why, but yeah, a lot of VR games run just fine on my PC. Steam is a very good tool that you can test to make sure your PC is VR ready, and it's called the Steam VR Performance Test. It'll basically test your PC to see how well it will do while running a VR application, and at the end, you will get a score on how well your PC did. If it's in the green, it means your PC is VR ready. I think if it's in the orange, that means it's kind of ready, but you probably need to upgrade your PC. And if it's in the red, you're basically fucked. Your PC just can't run VR. When I did the test, I was in the green, so my PC is VR ready. And chances are, a lot of you have a PC that's VR ready, and you just didn't know because you thought your PC wouldn't be powerful enough to handle VR. And that's basically where I was at. I thought my PC couldn't handle VR games, and then I ran the test, and I found out it could, and now I play VR games just fine. Anyways, guys, that's really about it. What did you guys think of these myths? Do you agree with these myths? Do you have any more lies about VR that I didn't mention in this video? If so, please leave them in the comments so I can make a part 2, and I will be sure to credit you guys in the comments, and I will be sure to credit you guys in the next videos if I do, take any of your lies and put them into a video, if I have enough anyways. Anyways, guys, that's about it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.